Welcome back to another episode of Inside Gateway. Today we are blessed to have Kaliegh and Brielle, two of our house parent kids. So let's just rewind the clock a little bit. How many years have you guys been here at Gateway Woods?
We're going into our third year. We moved here in March of 2017.
Okay. So Brielle, how old are you today?
I'm going to be 9 soon.
Okay, so you're about, 6, or were you 5 when you first came?
I think so.
I think you were 6.
5
Okay.
or 6.
Okay, so do you remember when you guys first moved, what you were thinking, or?
A little bit. I was thinking it's a new place and a new environment, yeah. And a new place we would live sometime, part of the time, yeah.
So how about you, Kaliegh?
Well, I was kind of nervous at first. I was excited and nervous because we were leaving the place that I'd grown up in. I mean, we lived in CVE before too, so it was just kind of interesting to step into the new phase of life coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you guys are coming from Elgin? Okay.
Yeah. Suburb of Chicago.
Okay. So you mentioned CVE. How old were you when you were down there?
I think I turned 1 when I was down there, and then we lived there till I was 4, I believe, 4 or 5.
Okay. Do you have any memories of time down there?
Not really. Going back when I was 7, I kind of remembered being with people, and we had chicks down there, so I remember the chicks and playing with my friend on the trampoline. I remember that too. So
very good.
Not very many. But.
And were you alive during that time?
Well, I was born in Arizona because Mexico's hospitals weren't the best. And so I was born when we lived there, so
I don't remember
anything.
Yeah, well that's a cool thing. You can say, hey, I was born in Arizona, where I'm always going to have to say I was born in Indiana, which I like Indiana, but it's maybe not as cool as a story to be told, but maybe, I don't know. So, so you guys have been here a few years. What's kind of a fun memory that you've had being a house parent kid?
So for April Fool's Day this past year, we made cake pops. Okay. We had Cheeto Puffs and dipped them in frosting, then sprinkles, and then we gave them to the residents, and they did not like them. But then we served them real cake pops after to make up for it.
So what is a cake pop? I guess I've never heard of that before.
Oh, so it's just a cake ball on a stick, and then you just eat it in 1 or 2 bites.
Okay.
So good.
Like a sucker, but cake.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Nice. What about you? What's a fun or funny memory?
Well, this resident, once we were at church for pizza night, and we had a race in the aisle where you go down at church. And so we don't really know who won, but we're always joking about it and stuff, winning races and games and stuff. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
so you're pretty competitive then.
Not as much as she is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's partly the age. Once you get a little older, you might be a little more. So, I know your dad, maybe your mom too, but for sure your dad loves board games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So he taught me something new. I haven't done it yet, but the library rents out board games, so that's pretty cool. So, what is your go-to board game as a family or individually?
Well, I really liked this game we played a few weeks ago. It was called Lanterns. It was you had to put the colors in the right places and make puzzles, and then whoever the most points in the end wins. So that was really fun. Yeah.
What about you, Brielle?
I liked one we got, which was a Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs mining game.
Oh,
and
cool.
so you had to mine for gems and get cards. When you have certain gems, you grab one out of a bag and stuff. So it's a mystery game.
Oh, cool. So this was at the library?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check it out. So, yeah, it was kind of living, you guys have always been alternates, so never fully living on campus.
Yeah.
But living in Grable and then living in the houses, what's kind of your favorite part? Do you like being on campus or kind of being in Grable?
Well, there's pros and cons for both. So I'd say what I really like about being on campus is there's plenty of places to play. You have people around you daily, all the time. And there's always stuff to do. And in our Grable house, sometimes we get bored and then there's nothing to do. But our parents are always really busy when we are at Gateway, obviously. So sometimes they don't pay as much attention to us, which is kind of annoying, but that's work and life. And then I also really do not like sharing a bedroom with our younger brother Corgan because he's really messy and annoying sometimes. And then in Grable, it's really nice that we get off days where our parents are all around and then we can go do stuff together as a family, so that's really fun.
Very good. What about you, Brielle?
I like being on campus because, like, you can be there for, like, kids camp and go night and, I don't know, Bluffton night.
Yeah.
And there's a big track to, like, ride bikes and stuff, and we only have a little cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
And then, like, the hog and jog and stuff like that, we can be there for activities if we're on duty. In the auction, we can just go back to the house usually sometimes.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. So you talked a lot about summer, so is that probably your favorite season at Gateway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the winter, I remember one time we did go in the woods and we had like snowsuits on and stuff, and it was like deep snow, and that was really fun. We made like a little fort in the pine trees and had like acorn cups and stuff. That was fun.
Very cool. So speaking of winter, do you ever go sledding on the hill behind your Grable house?
Oh yeah, all the time. So we can walk across the little creek.
Okay.
And it's always usually frozen or we just jump across. And then we go and just sled down the hill. Yeah, it's really fun.
Very good. So you mentioned Corgan, obviously younger brother. I was the youngest, so I don't have that experience, but parenting boys, I can see how the interactions are with younger brothers, and Josiah might get frustrated with Ellis because he's too little to do certain things, and it feels like it's holding back the fun level.
Yeah.
So what do you love about Corgan? Let's go with that.
Well, he's very fun and energetic and boyish, as all boys are, obviously.
Yeah.
But he really likes basketball, and I play with him that a lot. And he's good at some board games. He hates other ones and will not play them. But yeah, he's a really fun boy to play with most of the time.
Very good. What about you, Brielle?
Well, we have a bunch of Playmobil at our house.
Okay.
So when he's in a good mood, he always asks me to play, and I say, like, sure, and then we have, like, a tree house with Jack and Nanny and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's really fun to play with him now. And
Cool.
he's in a good mood and, like, set up a whole place.
Very good. So being on campus, what's your favorite activity to do? I know, is it Gaga Bowl? Is that what that's called?
Yeah,
So
that's
that's kind of new.
probably the funnest thing in this past few weeks, for sure.
Same for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so it seems like when we left, you got the Gaga Ball, the playground wasn't there either. So a lot has happened over in the past few years here. Not sure what the future's going to hold, but it's pretty good to be a house parent kid at this moment. So, so you guys are transitioning out soon. So your dad took a new position within Gateway. Are you guys excited, nervous, or kind of what's your emotion on that?
Well, I'm excited to leave, but I'm also kind of nervous because last time I was really excited to come, and then it was just kind of hard to find friends and stuff. But then still, of course, we've been here for almost 3 years, so now I've completely adapted to the life. But I'm gonna miss my dad quite a bit more because we won't see him as often, and it'll just be harder in that sense of thinking.
Yeah.
I will miss my dad also, because he'll be at work all day, and we're probably going to be homeschooled.
Okay.
And so we won't see him the whole day. But like I know one lady that said when she was home, when she went to school when she was little, her dad was always back when she came back, because it's like the same time of hours, certain jobs. So I don't know. The main point is having a new house and getting like back into
normal life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how is the house search going? Do you guys have some ideas or?
Well, there is one that we saw the other day. Brielle, you didn't look at the pictures of it, but it's really nice. There's like a pond in the background. So we're looking for more of like a big backyard, hoping for at least 3 bedrooms, hopefully 4. And then, so there's plenty of options. Last time we tried to buy a house, it was pretty easy. This time it's kind of hard.
Well,
I don't know why.
from what I heard, this is the hottest real estate market in the U.S., which is kind of crazy. But if that's true or not, it's a lot of houses.
It is.
Sell pretty quickly.
It's hard.
So, but I am super thankful that you guys are staying in the area. And I'm excited that your dad is choosing to stay at Gateway. And I think in his new role, the manager of compliance and maintenance, I believe, he'll do really good at that with his history of working with CVE and Harvest Call, and then obviously being a house parent. And he's a pretty handy guy. So,
yeah.
But that's really good. So what is one thing that you'll miss leaving Gateway?
Well, we have so many friends and people that have blessed us here. I think I'm going to mostly miss the people here and being around people and telling people about Jesus and things here that we'll miss. So, yeah.
I'll miss our assistant, Chelsea Williamson, because she always, has something good to say and,
Something good to eat, too.
Yeah. That's why I love working at Pine House.
Yeah. So, how about Ian and Kate? Have you, or Bodie, have you interacted with them much?
Yeah, we play soccer and gaga ball and stuff, and we'll miss our friends here that we get to
the nice thing is you'll see them at church, and it's a small community, so you'll see them from time to time, and it's not like you probably won't come back to Gateway for different games or activities. You mentioned the Hog a Jog. Do you remember when it is this year?
October 19th.
There you go. So sign up. We have plenty of spots available. So if you had to speak into, obviously we need house parents, so if you would to speak to the parents of the kids or even to the kids themselves, what would you encourage them about being a house parent or a house parent kid?
Well, I would say that you would have a lot of people to play with and you get free food and it's just really fun to be here because there's always people around that you can play with and it's just really good. That's what I would tell them.
I would tell them you might have a bunch of friends or you might have none, but it'd be really fun for them probably because the Gaga Ball pit is now new and made, so if they would come before, maybe they wouldn't like it, but...
So, you're going to have friends, and there's Gaga Ball, so enough said, right?
Yeah.
So, anything else you guys would like to share? Anything that we didn't cover that you were wanting to talk about?
Not really.
Okay. Well, I appreciated this. Thanks for sitting down and giving your perspective as a house parent kid. I was never a house parent kid, obviously. As a house parent, I had some kids, but they're a little younger. And I often saw kids more your age. You get really more of the full experience of being a house parent kid because you have a little more freedom. Where our kids were like 5 and under, so it was a little harder.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for sharing and praying for you guys as you transition out, whether you homeschool or eventually maybe go to public school, whatever. We're thankful that you're still in the Leo area, and we'll see you guys around.
Okay.
So as we mentioned, we do need house parents, so please keep praying for that. The Hog and Jog is on October 19th, which is our annual 5K run and meal. You can find more information on our Facebook page or on our website. So thanks again, girls, and we'll see you guys next week.